Most important communication skill. Do you have it? Welcome to day 92 of our Supersize You Annual Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I'll give you a hint. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I've always loved this saying because it reminds me to be a better listener, to pay attention, to be present, and do all the things that involve active listening. Why? Because active listening builds trust. When people know that you are giving them your undivided attention, they know that you actually care about what it is that they have to say. Or if you're listening to respond, and this is one of those things I think that's wired into us as humans, depending on your family, depending on the people you hang out with, depending on their ability to listen and their skills as a listener, will impact if you're a good listener or not. Now, we can always change that because we're grown up adults and we can say, okay, yeah, I grew up in a family of interrupters. I happen to have grown up in a family of interrupters, which means I tend to be an interrupter. I tend to not be a good active listener. So it's one of those skills that I practice and am working on all the time because we can change anything we want about ourselves if we just focus on it, choose what we want, and then practice, right? Everything takes practice. So often we think, oh, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to be awesome at it as soon as I start. No. Whenever we try something new, I don't know about you, but I pretty much suck at it. And until I practice it, until I commit to getting better at it, I'm not going to be good at it. So what is active listening? Active listening is being present, paying attention, making eye contact, not looking at your phone, putting away your phone, not looking at your watch, not having body language that says, just hurry up already because I can't stand listening to you. I'm not going to even share this story. I was going to share a story about why I am that way more so than even when I was a younger person or a child. Sometimes we get involved in the wrong relationships, and those relationships can reinforce or build in us things that aren't right for us. And it takes a lot for some of us to realize, oh my gosh, this is so messed up. Time to stop, time to separate, time to do something differently. So to actively listen, and why this is such a powerful skill, and so few people practice it. I think we have a natural tendency or a learned reaction to whenever somebody's talking to us, whenever they're, especially in business and as a parent, I have found when our kids are telling us something or when our significant other is telling us something, a lot of us, I don't know, maybe it's just me, want to fix the problem and solve the problem for you. I see this more in men than in women, but women too, but in a better listening type of way. Did I just say women tend to be better listeners than men? Yes, I did. Why? Because men tend to be fixers, and women tend to be nurturers and better listeners. Not true. Nothing is ever absolute and true as a whole, but that's been my experience. So, if we want to change the quality of our relationships, if we want to improve our relationships, we need to be good communicators, right? Communication impacts absolutely everything. One thing we didn't do yesterday that I wish we had, and I think we'll do, or I want you to start thinking about is, what is your definition of a great communicator? What is your definition of healthy, positive, good, add value to your life communications? What skills are important in your definition? To me, active listening is number one, because if you have no other skills as a communicator, but you are an awesome listener, that will get you light years further than any other communication type skill, even further than negotiations. I truly believe that. And based on what I've seen in corporate America, in dozens of different industries, in thousands of businesses, this is true. Why? Because being an active listener, actually being present and paying attention when somebody's communicating something to you, sends not only a direct message to them that you care about what they have to say and that you value what they have to say and that they are worthy of the 1 minute or 30 seconds of your time that they're asking for to share something with you. And that is the glue that builds relationships and helps relationships to grow and helps people to connect. And frankly, that's what we're all here for. As human beings, this life experience, we are here to connect with other human beings and to have real conversations and real relationships. So today, what are we going to do? I would like to challenge you to ask yourself a couple questions. Number one, and these are always enlightening for me, and I do these challenges right along with you. How often do you interrupt? And then if you're not interrupting, how often when somebody is communicating something to you or talking to you or speaking to you or you're listening or you're in a meeting, are you just sitting there and as they're talking, hurrying up, waiting for them to finish in your mind so you can spew out your response or your opinion? I don't know what the statistics are, but I suspect that, 90% of the population, that's what is our natural tendency. And I'm going to include myself with that because I interrupt way too much. I try to fix things for other people when sometimes all they want to do is be heard. And then I think about, well, how often do I want somebody to fix something for me when I'm actually talking? I really don't need anybody to fix anything for me. I know that I can figure it all out myself and I have the answers. Sometimes we just need somebody to be a sounding board and we need to say it out loud so that we can hear it ourselves and then decide what to do, what to formulate for an action step, etc. So, how often do you do that? When have you felt absolutely positively heard by someone? And you know that they were giving you their undivided attention and they were truly listening to you. And how did that make you feel? It's not how we want people that interact with us to feel. Maybe not all the time, right? Sometimes some things don't deserve our undivided 100% attention, but most of the time they do. I catch myself doing this with my granddaughters. I'll be busy working on something or doing something, and they'll want something, and I find myself putting them off. And then I take a deep breath and I'm like, this little human is way more important than any business thing that I'm doing. And they always have been. And I want them to know that every single day of their lives. Finally, what would happen in your relationships, just pick any relationship, if you actually were an active listener, where you engaged your 2 ears and listened with as much of the 100% of you as you can directly to that person, made eye contact, let them know that you are actually there present with them, listening to understand what it is they're communicating, and then reflect back to them. I guess we should talk about the 4 steps of active listening. Reflect back to them what you think you've heard. Because so often, I don't know about you, but so often what we think we've heard and what the person is actually trying to say and communicate are 2 entirely different things. How much effective communication are we having if it's almost like they're speaking a different language. They're speaking one thing, you're hearing another, and there's no meeting in the middle. So that is our objective of communication. Is it for it to be effective, for us to actually understand, for us to wait until the person expresses their entire idea before we respond, and then make sure we clearly understand by asking clarifying questions what it is that they're trying to say or communicate. And then what do they want from us? I've learned to ask, well, how can I help? Because after I summarize and clarify, how can I help? Because a lot of times they'll just say, I don't need anything. I don't need any help. I just needed to express this so I could get it out of my head and I could look at it from a different point of view. I already know what to do. Thanks for listening, right? How many interactions like that do we have in any given day? I don't have very many. I'm seeking to have more, however. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to share in the comments below the person you think is the best listener that you know. Who is the absolute positive best listener that you know? Share them in the comments below. You can name their name if you so choose, and then tag them and send them a little text message or a whatever kind of message, and tell them that you tag them because they are the best listener that you know and why that is. And then pay attention to how that person makes you feel versus all the other people that you communicate with, because I guarantee there's going to be a difference. Share that in the comments below too so we can learn from one another. All right, need any help with this? Hit me up and ask. If it's a little discombobulated, imagine that. Sometimes I am very discombobulated. Other days, I'm spot on. Today, a little discombobulated. If I can help you in any way, ask. How can I help? Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow for another communication-related topic, because that's what we're focusing on this month, becoming better communicators or continually improving communicators. I believe in becoming a continually improving everything I want to be. All right. Have an awesome day. See you tomorrow. Bye.